Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot.
Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun.
I Googled it last night on the toilet when I was just wiping my ass for the 15th time. And it says you could eat chicken that's been left out for 2 hours and it gets bacteria. Yep.
Yeah, that's why they say you're not supposed to, when you cook something and it's hot, you put it right in the fridge. You can't let it get to room temperature before you put it in the fridge.
That makes a lot
That
of
bacteria.
sense.
You know, I've been hanging out with this vegan girl. I might become a liberal.
What are you doing? Come on. Never say that here.
Are we live right now?
Not on the Troublemakers
Are we on
pod.
right now?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah,
we can
we're
cut
live.
what-
No,
we can-
I don't give a fuck.
No, let's
Nothing's
go.
off limits.
If you're going to admit that you love Trump, we'll cut it. You know, our fans will love that, but we could cut it if you really need
we're
to.
talking about vegans, so
Yeah, you know.
who knows where it's going to go.
Listen, they immediately heard the accent and our voices, and they go, "We know, we know."
We do the
three dudes wearing black, just fucking cutlets. They fuck my stomach up, man. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
You go, "Where were you on January 6th?" We go, "Oh, I don't know, expressing our rights." Fucking being heroes and
Buying
patriots
wigs and capes and shit.
Yeah. What are you, one of them? Next thing, you're going to be liking Elon Musk.
I know, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, I'm happy to fucking have you on, bro. You had me cracking up yesterday,
Dude, you
bro.
too,
You're funny
dude.
as shit, man.
Yesterday it was funny. I'm doing this prosciutto Italiano podcast with Growing Up Italian. I've been doing it for like a couple months. And I see Rocco and Sabino all the time. And 2 weeks ago, they were like, we just had Dom Leonelli in here. And I was like, you just know who he is. He's a comic. He's got like your following, whatever. And I probably seen your stuff, but I didn't follow you. I didn't really know
Same
you.
with me. Yeah, I came across
And
you
then
or
2
whatever.
weeks later, we are both like doing this fucking thing in
Yeah.
Queens, like for Sal's, Sal Valentinetti, Sal the Voice's music videos for one of his songs. And we're both play the annoying, retarded cousins. So yeah, it was a riot.
And dude, we did it.
dude. That's a
It was
perfect
pretty-
casting right here.
It was
I
pretty
mean, come
fucking
on.
easy. Like, let's be honest. Like, right? I mean, you were fucking waving the cutlet at me, like fucking flapping away, dude. It was hilarious.
Dude, there's certain types of Italians that are always funny. Like you're one of, I never had that. I don't know if that's like a big city Italian thing. Like they just always are fucking just funny naturally.
Yeah, but like there's different types of funny. Like I know a lot of stand-ups that they shut down when they're off stage.
Oh
you know?
yeah,
But like-
big time.
And
know,
then like some people are like, I started with improv, so like quick, witty, sarcastic, annoying is my default. But like you saw me after a couple hours,
that
bro.
Harry Potter line, bro, that shit was cracking me
I
up.
don't even remember what the
We're
fuck
doing
it was.
some shit. He's like, what did you get? You fucking with Harry Potter?
Oh,
or
because
some
you were
shit?
like, you
Yeah.
were waving
Oh,
at
I
the
get
shit,
it
the
now.
color,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a wand or something.
I was like, how'd you even come up with
Jesus
that?
Christ,
That was so
dude!
funny.
Dom didn't even get the joke. He's just like, that was so funny that you referenced the book.
Well, that's
Hilarious.
That's why I
Books
was
are
shit
so
my pants.
funny.
He put a spell on me or something. No, bro.
Yeah, I'm waving the chicken cutlet. He's supposed to be my cousin. I took it off his plate. I'm like, listen, man. It's always funny waving food in somebody's face.
Yeah, that was a good move, man. You were
But-
just as funny, bro. We had a blast.
Just so they know, man, Nick, you're originally from Chicago or you moved there for comedy?
Yeah,
Okay.
Arlington Heights, yeah.
Oh, man, I just seen some shit about Chicago, too. That teacher got busted trending on TikTok, Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She got
sleeping
caught.
with the student.
Yeah, dude.
She's
That's
kind of a
crazy.
babe, huh?
And you know what's crazy?
Was.
Yeah,
They arrest her.
Real smoking hot babe, dude.
I mean, you got to wonder how the kid's doing, but fuck.
Probably great.
There's worse teachers to
Probably
get involved
great.
with. Let's be
Bro,
honest.
she got pulled over with her husband.
That's
when it
all
went
I
down.
saw was just, I don't know what, maybe it was like scrolling, I was high, when I was falling asleep, I forget, and I just saw this Illinois teacher get pulled. That's all I know, though.
Yeah,
Do you
so
know
it was basically like 2 years prior, she was having a thing with a student, and later on, the mother ended up seeing this kid's iCloud footage and found the stuff 2 years
It's
later.
always the mom, dude.
Yeah, it's never want their
always the
kids getting pussy.
fucking content. I mean,
Turns out
iCloud
the dad saw it 2 years ago. He was like, all right,
I'll let
this
this
is going to
go.
die with me.
You know, mothers, it's a strange love with mothers because they don't want their kids getting pussy till they're about 30 years old. That's
Right.
like, move out. Go
Right.
fuck somebody.
All right, and then they wonder why they're not like having kids in their 30s. So, Mom, you didn't let me fucking date anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
My father
I'm
used to
going through it
always
now.
tell me, he'd say, don't have kids. Listen to me. A kid will ruin your life. Trust me.
You're like, thanks, Dad. Thanks so much,
to
Pop.
God.
Yeah, right.
Dude, this is how I know I'm getting older because I feel it. Dude, when I was like in younger high school, middle school, I loved that that fantasy of like the teacher student. I still do, but I can tell I'm getting older now because like I saw that video and I don't go, wow, that's hot. I go, I feel so bad for her husband. I relate to the husband being like, this is horrible, dude. This is a life ruiner. Not only did your wife cheat on you, but with a fucking 15-year-old child.
Yeah, bro. Is that worse than worse than a black guy in regards to the size of, like, you worry about his dick? Like,
I would rather have my wife cheat on me with some like masculine, like some guy that I can't
with a 10-inch dick.
Yeah, some guy that I'm never gonna be, than like 16. A 15-year-old who's like, I come immediately.
Yeah, bro.
It's like,
like me and you both, bud. We got that.
That's a good call. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Amazing what porn does. You know, you're experimenting in high school, whatever. You don't know what's going to be the teacher, student, the plumber. Whatever the scenes they got. Like that's all you know, and then it's like, fuck, dude.
Dude, I had to quit watching porn.
Yeah, it fucks with your mind, man.
It does. No, it's not.
Dude, the amount of times
COVID taught us a lot about what really fucks us up. Seriously, like
true.
I think it was mental health reset, and then now we got Zyn. So what are you gonna do?
Dude, I'm still fighting it. Every now and then I might slip up and pick up a cigarette if I'm drinking. I know if I do Zyn. See, when I chewed, I hated it. It was like Copenhagen. You guys ever do the old school shit?
I did.
That always made me sick.
Grizzly in college. Yeah.
That Grizzly, that's what it was.
It was
what
cool.
I call it?
It was cool
yeah.
at the time. You know, throwing you want to lip,
fucking,
bro?
Dude, I had that fucking smack
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Dude.
Oh,
I don't even know if that really helps that much. It's more entertainment.
I know. It's really it's long cut, obviously, too. But even the pouches, hardos would always be like, wintergreen guy? It's like,
I destroyed
with
my
the
bottom gums.
Yeah, wintergreen?
Yeah.
Where do you hide your Zins? Up here?
I'll go anywhere. You
gotta watch you don't ruin your gums, dude. My gum line is gone.
No, yeah, you gotta. It will it'll rebuild.
Yeah, I go up and down.
Yeah, same.
I throw it up halfway through.
Mine never rebuilt.
I'll switch it up. How old are you?
I'm 39.
You got
my
time.
shit's gone.
I think they're.
No, they told me my bottom teeth are gonna fall out.
I don't know if it's from tobacco.
No,
I don't know, dude.
No, it happened to my uncles too. They all chewed. If you destroy that gum line, man, that's what holds your teeth in.
You're from middle of Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I went to school in Wisconsin.
Chewing when I was 9.
Okay.
My grandfather.
Fucking.
I mean, you sure it's a chew and not like the caveman jaw genetics? I don't know.
No, my grandfather, like, that was his thing, wine and chew. Like,
damn.
He's like, you get hurt, drink some wine, put a dip in.
That's an Ohio Italian right
you
there.
Get hurt, put a dip in and drink some wine.
That nicotine will make you forget. Old school Italian guy.
Fucking steel mill in fucking Copenhagen.
He homemade wine in 55-gallon drums, like 10 of them.
Iconic, man.
I'm like, who do you sell this to? He's like, I drink it.
What did he do? Did your family settle in Youngstown?
Yeah, he was actually a hustler. My grandfather he would go to Vegas. He was a card counter in Vegas.
Holy fuck.
Yep.
Okay. So he didn't give a fuck.
Dude, fucking nuts. I think they fucked him up real bad in Vegas. He had he was a little different and he never told anybody his name and kept his blinds closed. Never went back to Vegas again.
So he knew he was doing illegal card counting.
Oh, yeah, they busted him, I'm sure. He told me, he goes, if you ever want to count cards in Vegas, you got to do it in Reno. He's like, it's way easier to knock off.
You got to go up north. You got to get out of here.
Way less secure.
You got to do it in Reno.
You could knock those fucking cowboys off. That's what he'd say.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine the security in Reno? You could probably rob a casino up there and get away with it.
$1 beers.
They don't care.
I just love the notion of like, don't count cards, grandson. Go to Reno.
Like if you're gonna count, go to Reno.
Yeah.
My grandfather would get drunk and tell us stuff. Like he goes, listen, Dommy. Like it was like the last Christmas we hung out. He goes, I'm telling you this because I love you. He's all young. He goes, you got to go to Vegas for 1 year, play blackjack. They'll give you a hotel. Then you start to meet girls and they'll sleep with people and give you half the money. I'm like, yo, were you a fucking pimp? He's like, they'll give you a nice room. They want you to stay in the casino. You got to think.
Yeah, Poppy, did you just describe sex trafficking to me? What's happening? He's like, then you got to protect them sometimes. And then they'll want to leave. You got to keep them in line.
You son of a bitch.
After a year or two, they're going to say, hey, we want to go to college. And you go, no, sweetheart. You're in the life for life.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Was he an immigrant? Like, was he, or no?
No, but he was raised by him. And he was very old school like that. You know, the people that were raised by immigrants are damn near immigrants. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's like,
for sure.
Even like, you know, when you look at Sabino and those guys, they're like really Italian.
No,
like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, regardless of how Italian, I don't know, maybe, obviously, most of the Italian Americans, Italians that came to the States are all from the South. So all the stereotypes are pretty much the same. Like my father's first generation. And if he's not very Italian, like he might not speak it or make wine in his basement, but like the hard-headed.
Oh, yeah.
Like that apple fell next to the tree.
Yeah, you need a few generations to get rid of that.
Yeah, which is fine. Like if
you.
there's many qualities, my father could. He wasn't telling me to go to Reno for him, but I'm not.
I guess I don't mean like really Italian. I was always jealous of the people
Stubborn.
that
Italians are
spoke
stubborn.
it fluently.
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
stubborn.
Yeah.
Like I was just telling Dylan, I was like, I don't feel like I seem Italian. He's like, bro, yeah, you do. I'm like, I just don't realize it.
So wait, you guys live? You don't live together?
No.
We share that one little full
Can
bed
you imagine?
right out
You
there.
find out I'm gay
comics
right
in New
now.
York, you never fucking know.
Can you imagine me and Dom just going to bed every night? I'm
Yeah.
like, good night.
We're not gay. I sleep on the couch.
Yeah, we're not gay. We just sleep. We sleep next to
actually
each
a
other.
pull-out air mattress that comes right out of that.
Dude, we put a pillow between us. We're saving money, dude. It's a pure
Where are
money
you from?
grab.
Where are you from?
Long Island.
You are okay. And then
Yeah.
you guys just met through the scene here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I actually met Dylan in Boston, funny enough, even though he's from New
shit.
York.
That's
Yeah.
where I
It
started
happens. It happens.
comedy up there
that where
and then moved down here. I was
Oh,
going to
fuck.
school up in Boston.
Where'd you go?
Suffolk Law.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You passed the bar?
Yeah.
Oh,
New
fuck.
York and Massachusetts. We talk about this all the time.
I
but-
know, I'm
and it
probably
shocks-
rehashing some
Well,
of the
dude,
shit you
it
guys-
always shocks our guests. I was a prosecutor for 5 years, criminal
way.
prosecutor up in Boston. Yeah.
Holy
And then
shit.
I moved here 2020,
You should
January.
fuck the system. Get me on stage.
I
and
did
shit.
5 years. I was doing comedy up there for 5 years. And then my plan was to always, as soon as I could wave into the New York bar where I didn't have to take the test, I just moved here. Yeah.
Damn, bro. All right, good. I'm just painting the picture. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Just
no, I like it.
Putting them together. That's
You know.
wild, bro.
What did you do before comedy?
I was in like marketing and ad sales. I was a recruiter for a year for a staffing company. It was hell. It was 60 calls a day type shit.
I hate that shit.
It was brutal. And then I sold bread for a year. You know the company
Holy shit.
that does Portillo's.
Yeah.
Do Portillo's.
Were you driving the
Potbelly.
big
They
truck?
do Potbelly.
Oh, that's the big sandwich shop in Chicago,
It's
right?
well, Toronto Bakery, Turano is the bakery. They did like I had a route. I had like North Central Illinois out to like Rockford.
Damn.
I had like Schaumburg to Rockford. I don't know if you know where the Chicago Improv is. That's in Schaumburg, which is basically just west of O'Hare. And then like it was Bumville, just like kicking down kitchen doors trying to get them to buy fucking burger buns and shit. But no, it was fun. I hated the recruiting thing, so I'm like, all right, what's Italian? Like, let's go sell bread.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I love that, dude. Yo,
Hated
what's
it.
the most Italian thing I could
I'm
do?
like, what's close to home, and what am I going to like, get excited about?
Yeah.
I wasn't, I was putting off the entertainment thing.
You know,
so.
something that's very Italian I noticed is because I haven't hung out with my Italian roots in like 13 years. I've been in New York,
Yeah.
And
There's no Italians here.
well, there is, but I guess I'm just
mean
now
Ohio
getting in the
Italian.
circle.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know,
Yes.
I'm just now starting to hang with the New York Italians.
Yeah.
Like I just met them like 6 months ago.
Internet's
through
got
Instagram.
its ways.
Yeah, it
you know?
does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we said the Italian mafia now is just influencers.
I know, it's
Italian
really
mob is-
fucking intimidating. All the guys got rest their souls passed away the past couple of years, and now we're just like, what are you from Youngstown?
yeah.
Your grandfather went to Reno, fucking, It's like, what do we got to talk about? The easiest shit. Nobody went to war,
Right.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a couple that are 30. Thanks for your service, but
we got a few. I'm sure.
what were we talking about?
the most
Fucking,
Italian thing I see is like Italians love handing you food with their bare hands. You ever notice that?
Why wouldn't they be bare?
And like they'll just rip off a piece of bread and be like, "Here."
I
It's
know.
like I could just rip it off. Like
I know.
it's such an
This
Italian
people,
thing.
Sal kept asking me that yesterday when we were doing this thing, and I was like, it's right in front. I'm not gonna.
I'm not touching your bread. Italians don't care.
I know, yeah.
And the whole-
it's
Yeah,
old
take a
school.
rip.
I'll
Take
be
a
honest
rip.
with you. I grew up Italian, but I grew up in a homophobic Italian. Like my,
I think you just described growing up Italian. I mean, I don't know why you.
yeah. Well, it's like they like it's like they look at that shit like a mental illness, or something.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
some people
definitely
do.
some of the old
It's
school.
old school, right?
Yeah.
But it's like then you come to New York around some people that actually lived in Italy.
This is a great point, actually. Midwest is very different.
Yeah, it's different, and these people will kiss you on the cheek, and it's like you gotta get used to that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think so. First of all, when I did a show like a year and a half ago, Princeton. Catch South Jersey.
Oh yeah, I did Princeton once.
Yeah, okay. This couple came up to me after the show and they were like, "Wait, you're actually from Chicago?"
You could just call them Asian people.
They were Italian, bro. Wait, why? Because it's Princeton? Because it's the smart place.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Are you really from? Yeah, they literally asked me that. They were like, "I didn't know Italians like went to Chicago." I thought he was doing a bit, so I left. I was like, yeah, okay, fuck you, Jersey. And he was like, no, I'm like, why were you from? I was like, I don't know. My grandfather needed a job. Like, I didn't know. Yeah. And then I talked to a couple other like guys out here. They were like, honestly, we didn't really know, Al Capone or this and that, but we didn't know how many. Like,
dude, that's crazy.
I would say
outfit. But
like, you got DC or fuck DC, Philly, Boston, New York City, 5 boroughs, Long Island, upstate, Connecticut, Rhode Island, like Jersey.
It's all Italian.
Why would you look west of fucking Philly?
And Chicago feels way more Polish, right?
It is more Polacks in Chicago
I'm
than
75
Warsaw.
Polish, 25 Italian.
Okay.
And it's, I connect with Chicago.
Ton of
and
Polish,
roots.
Irish, Italian, obviously Hispanic, been on the rise past 15, all over the place.
Yeah.
But
past 4 years,
for a while. But like, there's a lot of differences, and to your point, I don't know if it gets watered down or there's just less first generation, in the Midwest than there is here.
Every year, it's less and less schmelts.
Schmelts.
Little fishes or whatever.
The 7
you ever
fishes.
have those?
No. Did you ever do?
We did bacala.
Which
is salted cod, disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like
65 years. Well, I acquired taste, but like when you're a kid, you're going to Nona's.
Oh yeah, as a kid, I hated
Christmas
it.
Eve, and it's like shit wine and
I couldn't stand the
same
smell.
thing for literally 65 years. The place, it smelled like that kitchen yesterday, just sweat.
Yeah.
Wine and fish. Like, fuck, when we getting gifts? The fuck's going on?
I remember
when you're a kid,
crying, eating octopus, and they're like, "You should be lucky to eat this."
Dude, I love a grilled
Back in
octopus.
Sicilia, we had we had tomato paste de pane. That's all. That's what pizza was. It was tomatoes and fucking bread. But
she walk barefoot. Yeah, my nana used to.
It's a delicacy though, octopus, like
old school,
old days.
Italy, her mother's like from Italy, my grandmother. So I don't know what that is, 3rd generation or whatever. So she goes, "You girl, you work for man. You pick up, you find a loose cigarettes and you pick them up and you roll for your uncles." And that's what she did. Fuck. And she'd have to cut the grass with scissors. And when she'd finish cutting the grass, literally scissors, they cut their yard. And when she finished, I said, "What'd you do when you finished?" She said, "We have to start again." Because, it grew all back already.
What the fuck?
And scissors? Like Fiskars, bro?
Regular scissors.
How big was your yard?
That's
in
a
Ohio?
good question. Yeah.
Turns out that's just how the men got the women out of the house. They were like, "Hey, we need a little break.
Can't afford a lawnmower.
Lawnmowers? What do we live in a mansion?"
Yeah. Go keep Carmel busy.
That's how you get the women out of the house.
Babe, why don't you go cut the grass in the back?
Dude, that's
I'll see you in 3 days.
Yeah, dude, I grew up with the old school pizza oven in the backyard.
Okay.
The tomatoes in the garden, the fresh shit.
Okay.
That's why when I come to New York, I'm not that blown away with Italian food. Don't kill me, but it's not like I had the fresh peppers.
Yeah, if you made your own shit growing, you can't compete with anything.
You can't compete with
sure.
it. You know whose sauce came the closest to my nana's is that sauce we had yesterday. That was some good sauce.
Oh, dude, she was a phenomenal cook. I forget her fucking name.
That thick sauce is so good. Pina.
Is it? Oh, penis. That's the Instagram. That would make sense. Yeah.
But that thick fucking sauce. What type of sauce do you like? Thin or thick?
Probably a thin. Can I give you a hot take?
Yeah.
Fire away.
I feel like we're getting along. We just met. We're getting along. I don't want you to hate me.
No, go.
Dom, I don't care. He won't.
Dude, come on.
Italian food,
best food ever. Just say it.
not that great.
What's your top, dude? I can think of
Not
3
that
that compete.
Well,
for my top 3, 5. So
here's the thing: I like Italian food, but it's like pizza. They're good or bad. It's
always
in
good.
my mind. There's not really a difference. It's very easy.
Okay.
It's very easy to make.
Okay.
Like you could have really bad pizza and you know it's bad, but like how hard is it to make like a chicken cutlet, a chicken parmesan? You know?
That tastes good?
It's
Like I can make when you go to like a fancy New York City style Italian restaurant, and
Right.
they charge you like fucking $200 for spicy rigatoni.
Right,
You know?
right.
It's like I could make that at home and it could be just as good.
So what?
If not
Okay,
better.
so you're this is totally fair argument. What's your like when you're ranking cuisines? Like, is it the difficulty of the dish, or is it just the way it's prepared?
I think it's taste, and I think I like to eat things because I like to cook. I'm sure you like to cook too.
I'm not great, but like,
I'm not either.
Yeah.
But I like to cook, and if I'm gonna go out and eat somewhere, like real and pay,
I have to be able to make it. At
I
home.
want to be like, oh, this is something I can't make at home, like Indian or like Thai food or sushi.
Okay.
Or like I do love a steakhouse is probably my top. Like a really nice steak, even though I do a good steak.
No.
A really nice steakhouse where they do like that. You know, we're talking butter and potatoes 1-to-1 ratio. You know, and a mashed potato.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm not gonna do at home.
No,
like a chicken parmesan, I could make pasta.
Yeah.
Hot take.
No, it's not. But you're not really saying Italian food isn't good. You're just saying you enjoy food more when you.
Yeah.
It takes more work and prep to make it. Like,
I think what I'm saying is that I think it's more like the boom. There was a boom over the last like year or two where it was like, what's that restaurant? The one Carbone.
Yeah.
Everyone's going crazy over Carbone.
Right.
Oh my God, it's so good. You got to wait a year before you can get in. And I'm like, yeah, I could make that at home. What are we doing? Or you could literally go anywhere around here and probably find Italian that's just as good.
I think it's just Italians.
It's
There's
like
so many here that you're sick of the hype. You're like, I made this at home. Like, but everyone, we got to go to Carbone. We'll bring everybody. We'll bring our friends. We'll go out, have a nice time. It's an event. It's like, yeah, dude, food is like the only, like the core, like, you know, like that brings everybody together. It's like fucking beer for Germans, or I don't know what the Polish have.
Yeah.
So it's more than just
little pierogies.
It's
a
like
borscht.
There's always food everywhere. So it's not so much like that's what's, you know what, to your point, the variety isn't that much. Like I could just go walk into someone's house every day the rest of my life, and the same thing could be out.
Yeah.
Fresh prasad, fucking, you know, caprese salad, olives, then the cutlet, then there's fish.
Yeah.
And I'd be in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I do admit, I do love that where you go like the fresh cheese, the fresh meat, that kind of stuff. But when you get to the main, it's like some combination of a breaded chicken, a breaded
Pasta,
veal
right.
with a pasta.
I think it's, so I know what you're saying, because there's not that much depth to like the difficulty to make it at home. I think because it's just harder to do it extremely well. Therefore, there's so much of it that's good where you're like,
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Like,
it's not a bad take. It's
And
kind
the
of a
level
different take,
between
actually.
like extremely well and home cooked is like almost indistinguishable to me.
well, you know why I want to ask you about that?
In turn, like that kind of
It's a fair
But
take.
have
you know?
ever had home cooked Italian food from like a real Italian person? Like been at somebody's
That's
house.
the one X factor I got to.
That's the
Yeah,
major
yeah.
X factor.
Yeah, that's
I'm trying to think.
100%.
in their
My-
house
yeah,
with
yeah,
their
yeah.
family.
No, I haven't.
That's what the problem is.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Because I will say there is not one restaurant in Chicago, in the state of Illinois, I'm not going to say in the country. Anytime we went out for Italian food, it was never home.
Right.
It was just never home.
Yeah.
So like if you've never had it, you know, an immigrant or Italian mother make it for you at home, like why? Of course, like when you go out to a restaurant, you're like, what is this fucking bread sauce on chicken?
Yeah.
They quit putting the love.
I guess
I
when
can
you
get
grow
that.
up with it, it's almost like a nostalgia because you go out and you eat it and you're like, oh, this reminds me of growing up.
Yeah, but it's all Italians don't eat out a lot. I think the reason why you're mentioning the Carbone hype is because it's like it becomes a thing. Like Italians are loud in multiple ways besides like vocally. Like we gotta go, we fucking take the picture of Carbone, we'll have a cigar. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's glamorized.
And social
that
media
the right word?
brought us back. For a short period, we were almost right in there with Dylan and the other whites.
Dude, Ray Liotta was doing Shantix commercials, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get fucking
It was getting
Shantix.
sad.
That's where we were, bro.
Yeah.
It was 20th anniversary Sopranos interviews are great, but
It was a tough run for a minute.
What's next? You know?
Yeah, the closest you're gonna get to good Italian food for you is you got to fly to Italy because it's like
I've been to Italy and that food it was like northern Italy, so a little
Okay.
different, right? It's like that more it's some meats. We went to Tuscany,
Nice.
so it's that like kind of what is that? It's like not boar, but it's like that more of like a stew. I forget what this ossobuco.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that's really good. I love when Italians do fish.
oh
I
yeah,
do love
Sicily
that.
too.
Okay.
Sicily
I do
got
love
the
that.
best fish.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not a
dinners.
huge fish guy.
Oh really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I learned to love it as I got older.
Right.
Really? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I've been on a sushi kick. I've been just getting like sashimi the last.
So
3
you
nights
have
in
a
row.
high and this isn't a bad thing. You have a high standard for food. Like you.
Yeah, I like it. Although I am on the. We've talked about it on the pod. I'm on the shot right now. I'm on the
yeah.
Terzepatide.
Doing the Zemp?
Dude, it's getting
I'm
down
on
on weight.
Zepbound.
That's why you don't like Italian food.
Dude, are you kidding me?
All
Look at
fucking
this stomach,
carbs
dude.
and cheese.
I
Cuz.
know.
That's-
dude.
I like a
I
nice
love
sushi.
it.
What's all you can fucking eat with this shot in your stomach?
Yeah.
Fuck that whole convo, all right? No wonder. No, it's hilarious.
That's fair, dude. That's fair. I know. I have a crouton and I'm full.
That's like the guy on coke who says he's not hungry. No shit, you're not.
I would have offered you. I got some in the fridge. I forgot to take them out. Dude, I go get, there's an Italian deli around the corner from here. It's good.
Yeah.
It's by the train. I got some sliced meats from there.
Hey, you want
sausage.
some fresh sopressata?
He takes one piece. He's done. I'm like,
I
what are
had
you doing?
five slices.
Yeah,
They were
right.
thick and they were delicious.
Got discipline, man. Hey, we
Yeah.
don't have fucking
Dude.
discipline.
Dude, I can't
I
do
can't.
it.
I'm addicted to salt.
It's a chemically induced discipline right now.
Yeah,
So
well, that's man.
it's pretty nice.
Better than nothing.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good. So you grew up in Chicago.
Yeah, northwest suburbs. Yeah.
I got a question. What is, now we're on the food thing. I wanted to ask you earlier. What is like the dish of Chicago? And
Beef sandwich.
Is that it's the beef?
Yeah, beef. Fuck
Okay.
deep dish. Oh, you fucking casserole. You guys, no, we
I
don't
ain't
eat. I
doing
eat
it.
it once a year.
I mean, deep dish is
maybe.
good. I had it once. It was very good.
It's and look, the business they crush it. They Lou Malnati's, Giordano's, all these they crush it. And I've done.
What is it? It's all
collabs with them.
like a pound of pepperoni on a slice or something? That's insane.
You don't know what deep dish is?
I mean, but
Yeah.
I've never seen one in real life. Like
A
I've
deep
never
dish?
been
Oh,
there.
it's good, dude.
It's like
Yeah.
an inch high, probably.
Oh, dude, the pictures, I thought they were like 4 inches.
No, it's not like calzone. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I was
it's
like,
not
who the
like
fuck could eat
floating
that?
in the fucking oven.
Oh,
So
yeah.
technically, Giordano's is stuffed, and Lou Malnati's is deep dish. The difference, Lou's is the crust, and then the cheese with the toppings, and then tomatoes on top. That's deep dish. Stuffed is the opposite. So it's crust, tomatoes / sauce, and then cheese and toppings on top of the sauce.
Okay, yeah.
So those are just two versions of it. They both taste. If you were to cover Giordano's stuffed with crust, it would taste like calzone.
Yeah.
The deep dish
Okay.
is like a white pizza, and then chunks of tomatoes on top, but just thicker.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's the
nice,
difference.
though. I
It's
didn't
really,
realize
it's
tomatoes.
really, really fucking good. But like since moving here, bro, I'm addicted to like give me the pepperoni. I gotta get out of here.
yeah,
You walk down the
dude.
street, it's a
Yeah.
snack, bro. It's a
It's
cracker here.
Dude, you're gonna gain weight.
I mean, I could eat a slice every day, and I'm like happy as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
if it's
can't
the
do that
one
in
a
Chicago.
day.
You can't. They do pizza by the slice in Chicago, but it's double dough. It's huge.
Yeah.
So it's heavy, and I don't know if it's the water. That's a whole thing. It's harder water, so it's thinner crust and it holds up when it's. I don't fucking know. But it's definitely a cultural thing. I love both, but New York. I mean, a slice of Joe's, dude. I
Literally
gotta
my
stop it.
favorite
I can eat
thing.
3 of those in 10 seconds.
They're
It's
so
so
good.
fucking
You
good.
grab
good.
a slice. It's nice outside. You get the black cherry Coke or something. You're walking with a good
easy.
slice.
It's easy.
I mean, that also goes to Italian food. There's terrible pizza places in New York, and there's great pizza places.
Yeah.
Right.
Patsy's over on 46. That's a delicious slice.
I haven't
man.
had Pansies.
That's a good one.
I never had it either. I will say, I think pizza, what do we consider it? Italian food?
Oh,
I
yeah,
think it's a
100%.
I
pride
think-
invention. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
We got the telephone. If you ask fucking Miucci, and then
I think
true.
we made
That's
the
true.
38. No, we made the Tommy gun, right? We did. I think Italians made the
we
Tommy
just
gun.
hammered the stereotype in 5 seconds. We got the guns.
I got another hot take for you. I don't consider
dirty
guns don't shoot through walls.
I'm not a fan of murder. You guys might judge me for this. Extortion,
Capone
not really.
was actually a fag. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
What's your hot take?
dude, I mean, it's tough to say it now when you just call Capone a fag.
Yeah, long A. That's on me.
I don't like men no more.
And so
Just waiting for the switch.
I don't think pizza originated in Italy, but the pizza that we eat and that we love in the United States, I almost consider pizza an American food now because we have not only taken it, but we've like mastered it. We brought it to it. It's the same with like hamburgers.
We didn't master it.
Like hamburgers and hot dogs, those are almost like American foods. And people say, oh, well, they originated in Germany, hamburger. But it's like we've taken them. I mean, it's kind of the way we are with culture, but we've taken it and mastered it.
You're kind of saying pizza is like spaghetti and meatballs. It's Italian, but it's not. It's Italian American because they don't do spaghetti and meatballs in Italy.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
You don't like it.
I can't. I mean, we have pizza here, but it's like we didn't
dude, what is Italian pizza? It's that Neapolitan pizza. I
think what's Italian and not Italian American about it is the fact that it hasn't changed in its composition. It's crust, cheese, and sauce.
Okay. All right.
So that's hard to argue. Now, you could say Italians perfected pasta because noodles started in China.
Yeah,
exactly. Same kind of thing, dude.
It started as what a noodle is composed of a noodle, and then pasta internationally is not. People don't think of China; they think of pasta. They think Italy. Italian.
Yeah,
right.
But
the noodle, that's I don't know.
If people in the world think of pizza, do they say Italy or do they say it's kind of an American thing? I'd be curious. If you asked,
I would be too. My gut and bias says Italy, but to your point, I guess the only thing that's really changed about it is like old school Napolitan pizza was the circular, thick, like
you got to cut it with
crust,
a knife and fork,
extremely thin, basil.
That's the best.
Nothing,
and then
you come here and the whole thing is thin and it's 5 times the size. I think there's a lot of cuisines that have been even Americanized, but you guys got a polling system? Could we get this?
Dude, I'll put up a survey. I'll put up a survey on Spotify, dude. Well, let's see. Is pizza more Italian or American?
What's the first country you think of when you think of, which is going to be hard to answer?
I feel like the hood definitely made Chinese food better. Like I've been to a good Chinese restaurant. I fucking hated it.
I won't eat Chinese food unless a black man is cooking. I'll tell you that.
I was going to say, I was waiting for like fried chicken. I was not expecting Chinese
Dude,
food.
The hood Chinese food, like up in Harlem and Brooklyn, anywhere outside of Manhattan. Like,
what the fuck is that?
Whatever's left of my Diet Coke.
Oh, Jesus Christ. In your old sushi container that you had for breakfast.
I ordered 4 of these after I watched The Bear, and I like a lot of ice in it, So I dump a bunch of ice.
Does Alan White drink out of that thing in the show? I only saw the first season.
I hate to admit it because it's super corny, but I'm a big ice guy. And I love to fill it up with ice, and then I add soda.
What's wrong with ice?
I love it, dude.
Who doesn't like ice?
Yeah, it's the best.
Do you have an ice maker, or do you have like a tray?
I have an ice maker.
Okay,
of course
I got the dirty ass tray.
I got the scoop, the little bullet ice. It's great.
Okay, yeah, no, I respect you.
Yeah, those
ice
trays.
is good.
You know the type of ice I want is that. Have you ever seen that ice with the hole in the middle?
I'm gonna be a douchebag. I got my stainless steel blender bottle.
What is that, protein?
$20 on Amazon. It's water.
Some whey protein.
Just getting a little protein in. Come on, man. Dude, I'm going to be ripped up by June. I can't wait.
Dude, at least you're eating the right shit. Right. We're giving you shit for healthy fishing, but you're like, that's how you're supposed to be. Dom and I are constantly have tempers because we eat salt and fucking meat though.
Dude, I'm eating homemade beef jerky, Zins, and Diet Cokes, and 10 days, no carbs, dude. No, other than sunflower seeds.
That's hard.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. That's what the shot does, dude. It takes away any temptation.
Hey, man, everyone's got something.
I haven't
these
thought of
no
Taco
judgment,
Bell, dude.
No judgment.
I know
at all, man. Everyone's got something.
It's crazy how when needles get involved, weight gets lost. It's like diabetes, heroin goes down.
I guess you're right.
Something about it.
Is there anything that would contest that? I don't know.
They got to come up with something to make people fatter, and then
With a needle?
You know what I'm ready for?
It's
Like
harder
to
to
be
find a
honest with
vein
you?
after a little bit of time.
People will say, I know a lot of people right now, it's not the best thing. Elon Musk, a lot of people hate him right now. I don't pay attention to politics, but
Neither do I.
do know if he can invent something where you could just put it in your brain and not smoke cigarettes, not eat bullshit, not be lazy.
I think we're like
fucking
5 to
do it.
10 out, bro.
Me too.
He's got Neuralink.
Dude, the Neuralink
That's what I mean.
crazy.
I mean, we're like probably a couple of years from the technology and like 10 from legislation. Easy.
Oh yeah,
Easy.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy, the first like Neuralink guy who
I
was like
did.
the test thing?
I did.
And he can't move. He's paralyzed from like the neck down.
Right.
And he's on a computer and they're like, well, are you thinking about the arrow moving? And he goes, no.
It's just reading my mind.
It's basically reading my mind.
Bro.
Isn't that nuts?
That's insane.
What I can't wait to see is like what's like big tobacco going to do when they have that technology. All these, like the reason why we don't have like long range rail, high speed rail, big oil is like apparently like the
Oh, I always wonder.
keep everyone driving cars. So you wonder, like, the second Neuralink stops people's addictive tendencies, like, is Philip Morris just going to start? I don't know. Like, what? Someone's got to stop that, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking about a century long.
Philip Morris owns tobacco?
I think they're like the biggest.
Is
one
that
in the world.
also the agency Morris?
No, that's William Morris.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Might be brothers.
Shows
Who
I'm
knows?
not represented
Maybe
by
they're
anybody.
brothers.
Yeah, we do nicotine and talent. You want both?
You can't. They go together.
Dude, you want Brad Pitt
I
smoking
mean, you listening to
cigarettes?
this podcast? We
Yeah.
got Zins and a couple dumbasses.
You want to be famous, kid? Here's some cancer.
Tom Cruise smoking butts, and you're gonna have to pay double, 10% to each agency.
Now, fuck the dentist. Just trust me. Take this.
And dude, now that they're making nicotine so much stronger with the vapes, and you could adjust it, I'm lucky. I quit cigarettes like I quit probably 15 years ago.
Oh, damn.
And dude, I couldn't imagine trying to quit now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder what like I just saw some video about there's some Gen Z studies about their addictive tendencies or something, and everything was down. Everything, they don't drink, they don't smoke, and apparently like their drug is, sadly enough, like just this shit.
Yeah, they
And
didn't
they're-
check their screen time.
because the marriage
Yeah,
rates
they don't
are
have
down,
sex.
the kids
They
are,
don't drink.
I know
They're not
So
smoking.
it's like what's unhealthy, you know.
They're on the phone.
That goes
man.
back to the
We
porn,
talked
dude.
about this yesterday for a while too.
Yeah.
I think you were in that convo.
Yeah,
Sal and Keith.
yeah. Because we were with some old school people, and dude, they're not into us having the phones out. It's like disrespect.
No, for sure. When I left, I was like, Keith was like, we exchanged numbers and shit. And I was like, yeah, I did what I did to everybody else, which was just put your number in. I think I handed it to you, and the keypad was
Yeah.
up. He goes, fuck that shit. Put it in yourself. 718-355.
Yeah.
He didn't even look at it. He didn't want to.
Yeah.
And I
Can't even
wonder-
look at the screen.
I mean, it's.
It's ruining people though. Like
It is, man.
It is. Like you talk to younger guys, like if in the comedy scene, we hang out with guys that are like 20, 22.
All over the place.
When they come around, it's like you talk to them or you hear them on stage, and you could tell these motherfuckers, they have 5 roommates and they're all just jerking off in different rooms 24/7. It's like, dude, I can never live like that.
How much jerking off is going on at the same time?
Is that a porn connection to the phone, or what was the?
Well, I mean, it's always like, it seems like they're always talking about porn. Like their whole sets are all about porn. So, you talk about what you're around.
No, for sure. But I think to your point, like,
Dude, I don't have one joke about porn. Do you?
I don't.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think I have any.
I
I
it's
had
still
one
weird to me,
years
so
ago.
it's like I'm not confident in
Yeah.
express, whatever. Right?
Yeah, I had one like years ago that I like tried a couple times, and it was just about how ridiculous it is. Where I remember watching one where it was like literally this lady came home from her husband's funeral, and then like someone at the funeral, like the stepson, had sex with her, and I was like, that's the story. Like this lady's husband had to die for this porn to happen, and I was just like, this is insane.
Yeah, this
This is crazy. This is
Yeah.
a wild story.
I was just talking to my girlfriend about the Bonnie Blue situation, bro.
What's
so
that?
bad.
What happened?
The chick who slept with 1,000 dudes in a day.
I
heard
mean,
about
you
that.
gotta feel
Well,
sorry.
Is that
for that.
true though? Like, what is it, second each? They're
She
not
said she was
finished.
doing 5 at a time at some points. Like,
Dude, what?
You're getting 3 pumps, and then they're like, "Okay, see you later."
I don't.
You're
I
in and
don't-
out.
They just called like the 1,000 guys that are virgins just because I don't know,
A
bro.
lot of short dudes showed up to that.
couple 16-year-olds in class were like,
Dom knows he was there.
I go from here to the teacher.
He was outside. He was like, do you want me to put the condom on now, or will you do it for me?
I signed up, so I got a spot, right?
You're 1,001 in line.
Fuck.
Sorry,
I waited
dude,
all
you were
day.
late.
It's like waking America's Got Talent. You're like, see,
We'll give you a call.
the cutoff happened. Well, we'd love to take your information. We'll give you a call next time this happens.
Dude, but like, I think like I don't know what she said. She was like, "Why? Like, why would someone? She's got to be fucked up from that." And I think it's a testament to like people are just dying for attention to where OnlyFans became this, and people weren't getting views, or they weren't like getting the money they wanted to make, and it just became like the epitome of like peak darkness.
Yeah.
Social media. We're like, well, if I have to sleep with 1,000 guys to get some attention, I fucking. It's like, holy shit. Is that where we're at? I don't fucking know, bro.
Dude, I mean, that's
Good
been going
Lord.
on forever. Like,
I know,
you look
but
back,
it's accelerated.
yes.
Yes,
To a-
OnlyFans
yes.
To a place that we don't know. We don't.
I was gonna say I compare it to like Ozzy Osbourne biting the head off a bat.
Yeah.
Like doing crazy
No, that's a
shit
great
in
point.
like
Biting the dick off.
70s, 80s, 90s. Now, or like Marilyn Manson being this like crazy kind of persona on stage. Now it's just regular people can be insane and push
And
the
an
envelope.
algorithm finds you,
Yeah.
and boom, you're on fucking podcast.
OnlyFans amped it up. People were like, "Oh, OnlyFans ruined the porn industry." No, it made it way more sicker because now it's like you could literally buy it off a girl that you know in your neighborhood. You could see her doing porn.
so fun.
I went on a date with a girl, a baddie. Anytime I get a baddie and she didn't see me do comedy and I got the date, I'm
What's
like,
wrong here?
Yeah, something's up.
What's the issue?
I was wondering where you were going with that.
So we go on the date, and dude, I'm
You got a
literally-
penis? What's happening?
Dude, I'm floating. I'm like, I can't believe fucking God opened up the doors. And I was ready to date this girl, first date.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I had so much fun. Here's a little gift for you. And she sends me her OnlyFans. And she's doing all kinds of shit. Sucking dick, getting banged, all different
She
dudes.
was going out with future customers. That's what she was doing.
Oh, you think maybe she wanted me to do the OF?
But no, she
didn't
was
even
like,
think
here's 1
about
month
it.
she
free.
was, yeah.
Oh, she was trying to get me to
Yeah.
buy this shit. I didn't
Here's
even
a
see
free
the hustle.
Here's a
That's
free trial of
fucking
my
insane.
OnlyFans.
Not only
dude.
are you going to buy me
She's
dinner.
got an expense account, bro.
What a
She's
smart bitch. Dude, I bought her.
That's what I take. I don't know. Right?
You're right.
Like,
I
I'm
would
an
think
idiot.
so, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought her dinner, bought her drinks, and then
Yeah.
I got like a free 24-hour period.
Yeah, that's
I'm not gonna fuck you, but you can watch me get fucked, and then
That's
you
right.
can fucking
Yeah.
probably go do it.
That's
Wow.
guerrilla
Jesus
marketing right
Christ,
there.
That's fucked up.
I was too thirsty, and I was
That's
so
fucking
thirsty.
sick, bro.
I
No
was
wonder
looking
young
at
men
her.
are fucking. Oh my god!
You know,
it's
when-
not even their fault though. How can you get mad at the?
Yeah.
Did you extend it past the 24 hours?
No,
More importantly,
More importantly,
you still signed up or?
you know what I did? I got
Jesus.
through about 4 hours of it. No, what do you,
No, I just think that's
I
fucking
deleted
sick.
it.
It's-
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I was disgusted because, dude, I fall for girl. Like, dude, I'm fucking. I don't know, man. I'm such an idiot. It's why I had so many relationships. Now I'm trying. I hope I don't settle. I always just grab the first girl that I think is attractive, that I like. That's
think
not
most guys
too
are like
nuts,
that.
You know?
Yeah, you
It's
know?
like, but now I'm just like, dude, I can't be fucking just jumping in these, these types of things like with psychos.
How the
like
fuck
that.
are you supposed to know though?
Right. Yeah, I mean,
What
you
makes a
see
psycho a psycho is you don't know they're a psycho when you meet them.
yeah, it's true. It
You
takes
find
about
out
2
that
years.
they were manipulating your brain the second you
Yeah.
encountered with them. But yeah, I think, dude, the internet kind of ruined any chivalry on a
Yeah,
first
it really
impression.
did.
Going up to a girl at a bar is weird now. It's fucking stupid. Like you slide into the DMs. It's just you're just a tally.
you're
of
one
some-
of a thousand. Dude, have you ever seen women talk about their like Hinge or their dating profiles? I don't know.
Yeah.
You said you got a girlfriend now.
No, I
but-
did the circuit years ago. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
dude.
weird, man. It was
You know when
fucking
you're
really
getting
weird.
likes or whatever, you're liking girls. I've seen girls talk about it where they're like, "Oh, I don't even look at the page because I just have hundreds of dudes who have liked me
the
already."
dopamine from the
so
app
that's
just
what I go
preempts
through.
the actual
Yeah.
need for.
Yeah.
What's cool is now I feel like there's a
I
separation.
just got an itch, but yeah, I got to take a second. No,
I feel like
I gotta
there's
take a break.
There's a separation now. I feel like because girls are so open, they don't hide it no more, so you get to see who they are right away. Like, they'll tell you, hey, would you like to see me get banged? I know we've been dating for 3 months, but, and you'll just be like,
kept this
What am I, a cuck?
yeah. I'll just move out tomorrow. It was,
You want to do a video? You don't have,
weird.
you just sit in the chair in the corner and another guy's going to come over.
It's fucking weird.
I remember this girl in Brooklyn. She's like, I love your stuff. We should shoot something. So I go all the way to her house in Brooklyn and I got these sketch ideas. She's like, no, I meant like, we should fuck. I'm like, yo, I can't do that. What do you think? I'm going to make a fucking porno?
What's your algo?
Wow, dude.
Fucking A.
She
you
hit you
got
up
to
to-
get to Reno.
Girls
you know
like
what?
funny
How about a
people.
callback? Let's get this guy to Reno.
Shit, dude.
Dude, humor does it. Women love funny.
Let's count cards and hit like Dow. What do you think? Fucking
Dude.
My buddy moved out. He went to Vegas on vacation. Dude, never got girls, never got laid. Went
which
nuts.
is probably good sometimes. Like
Went nuts when he moved to Vegas, dude. This cat's texting me pictures of the most busted up, drugged out strippers, missing teeth, fucking
Holy
stab
shit.
wounds. He's like, yeah, I get them from old Vegas. And he's like,
Fremont Street.
yeah, Fremont, yeah.
No fun.
And he's like, dude, he tells me, he goes, once you get in good with these hookers, he goes, you could cut deals with them. They'll call you like, hey, can I suck your dick? I really need $60. And he's like, you just.
Oh my God,
This is
dude.
sick. We're
Yeah.
fucked, bro.
Yeah, dude,
What
we're
happened?
so fucked,
We gotta
dude.
pay. We gotta find out their OnlyFans courting, like
That's insane.
marketing.
I told you what happened to me. People think I make this story up. I was living in Ridgewood. I'm getting off the train. This girl doesn't even know English, a Spanish girl. She's like, hey, and she's doing this shit. I didn't know she's a hooker. I had no clue. And she doesn't know any
I don't know
English.
if I would know, honestly.
And I'm on Google Translate trying to talk to her. On a yellow Post-it note, she writes down her number and gives it to me. And it didn't make sense why she has yellow Post-it notes and a pen in her hand. She's giving it to thousands of people, right?
Christ.
Bad, gorgeous girl, right? So I call her. We get some Coronas. She's opening them with her mouth, dude, like
wow.
a fucking.
That's your. Are
Goddamn.
you used to that in Ohio, or was that?
No, I've
just
never
one of the-
seen that.
I'll tell you this. I would have proposed. I would have been married by
I
this
met
point.
her before I went to DR, so I didn't see the teeth bottle opening from
I mean,
women.
that would fuck with anybody's head, I think.
So
I'd be like,
but
are
hot.
you?
I'll give it to you. It's hot.
so we hook up, and it was hot. It's a summer day, and my air conditioning sucked. It was like an old air conditioner.
Oh, so it was actually
it was hot as fuck, like
not
fourth
like,
floor. So we're sweating, you
It's a
know.
stink that stays in the room.
So
you
she
know?
goes, I take a shower, and she goes, come shower. So I shower with her and everything.
God.
And then she's leaving, she's getting dressed, and she's going on Google Translate, keeps saying 200. I'm like, no. I was like, I thought she's calling the Uber. I'm like, no, the address is 161. She's like, 200. And she's thinking I'm talking her down. And I couldn't figure it out. And this girl, I had to walk to an ATM and give her $200.
Oh my god.
She wouldn't let it go.
That's so
I
crazy.
hung out with her 4 more times. True story.
Oh, Tom, dude.
Yo, bro.
It's easy temptation, man.
That's fucking wild.
Ooh, boy, dude.
That's fucking wild, bro.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. That's like
How long ago was that?
That was about 4 years ago.
Okay.
damn.
Yeah, gorgeous
fluent in
girl.
English
How do
now?
you? Probably, yeah. I'm sure she picked it
Took
up.
that 200 and went and got lessons.
Yeah, now she
Little,
says 400. She
400.
learned about the money
Rosetta
currency.
Stone went right to that's where the payment went.
Yeah, Rosetta Stone.
Dude, I wanted to ask you if you got topics or something up, but whatever. But you could change the subject. The Bobby Kennedy thing.
Oh, yeah.
talk
You want to
about
ask
it.
me that? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
your
that's
artwork in
I
here
saw
was
it.
sick.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
All over
Yeah,
the
I got I was like a big, and still am, big show poster guy. Every time I go to a
Okay,
concert,
same here.
I get a poster. I love it. Frame it, put it everywhere, whatever. I also look like I'm like 10, 15, 20 years from now. It's cool to have something. Oh, this is from 2005.
Totally agree.
You know, whatever. The Bobby Kennedy thing I saw on, I think it might have been John Mulaney talking about it on a podcast originally, and then I looked it up and I was like, I love this story, dude.
Yeah.
And the Bobby Kennedy poster, it's him, if you haven't seen it, it's him slouched over, black and white, just kind of sitting on the stairs. He looks totally dejected, right?
Right.
So that was at the JFK just got assassinated, right? And it's the Democratic National Convention is coming up. Okay. And who was the VP of Kennedy who took over and became president? Johnson. So Johnson hated RFK,
right?
Because RFK had so much steam. Everybody thought he was wanted him to get the nomination. Johnson wanted the nomination, right? So
Well, he hated JFK.
yeah. So they had this JFK gets assassinated, and because Johnson he didn't even want RFK there to speak at the DNC, right? So he comes, they invite him, and Johnson's like, I want to make this guy's life as miserable as possible, basically.
Right.
They didn't give him a dressing room. They literally put him on the staircase, just next to the stage. They had him sit there. And this is, for context, dude, this is the first public appearance he's making since his brother is assassinated.
Right.
Wow.
He thinks that nobody gives a shit about him. All his party is basically pushing him away to get him out. And that's when that picture is taken. He's sitting there just completely dejected, completely just what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
He goes out on stage and he gets an 11-minute standing ovation.
That was Chicago.
60
it 68? I don't know if it was
Possibly.
64 or 68.
Possibly.
Maybe it was.
But
no,
yeah,
it was
you can
64.
see
It was
it, dude. You
64.
can
You're
see
right.
it online. It's legitimately a 10 to 15 minute
No, you're right.
standing ovation.
He's just
when he
staring
walks
and
out.
smiling. Yes.
Yes.
It's an amazing fucking scene.
So that picture, the way that and then I looked at it, it's giving me
started like
chills
that.
right now
Yeah.
of
No, I love
dude,
that.
when it's so bad and you're fuck, this sucks. You don't know what's literally a day away, a minute away, an hour away. Your life could change.
I didn't even look at it that way. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that's
So that's what that thing is, and I look at it when I take shits.
That's
And,
man. Sometimes you got to power through. You
Yeah.
know, you got fish in the system. You just did a shot. You gotta push out the bowels. You know?
What's
You gotta-
one thing?
I think it's such a good fucking story.
No, I love the Kennedy. I'm addicted to. I can't get enough Kennedy shit. I don't know if it's because of the past couple of years or just this. The Irishman came out in 2019. There was I didn't expect Scorsese to make references to the Cuban Missile Crisis and the mob and the CIA and the AG Bobby Kennedy, the AG going after Giancana and that whole thing. And now the files are out. It's
Yeah.
what's next, bro?
Which Kennedy did you like more, Bobby or JFK?
John?
Yeah.
Did you just forget
I
his
always
name?
call him JFK.
I'm a big Ted Kennedy was a great swimmer.
Oh,
I gotta
there's a
be honest.
Ted Kennedy. Is there a Ted Kennedy?
He's the
Dude,
Chappaquiddick
dude,
guy.
He's fucking.
Who left the secretary in the
Dude,
water.
you
I
know
couldn't
what's
find
funny?
her. She was down there for years.
It's-
I swear to God, my neck was all fucked up. He was just,
I don't even know where she went.
shit
It's
faced.
like the Kennedys are like the Beatles or whatever. It's like you got
No,
Paul,
literally.
John, and Ringo.
Literally, dude.
There's
There
that one
were 9 Kennedy kids.
Wow.
One was lost to a prefrontal. Rosemary Kennedy got a prefrontal lobotomy surgery because she basically had ADD in the 30s, and
Yeah,
Joe
they did
Senior
that
was
to
like,
women.
"We gotta fucking do." It fucked her up. She became basically mentally handicapped.
That's tough.
Joe Jr. died in World War II in a plane crash. One of the other daughters died in a plane crash with her husband that the Rose and Joe Kennedy Sr. denounced as, you can't marry this guy, he's not Catholic. She died in the plane crash going on, I think it was on her honeymoon when
What?
nobody came except for I think JFK was the only one who went for the wedding in England.
Wow.
JFK got assassinated, RFK got assassinated. They were left with 4 kids, so one more died.
John,
What?
And then you had JFK Jr., who died in a plane crash.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
he was flying on Long Island.
Well, that's the grandson. Yes, you're
Isn't
right.
that-
Yes,
that's JFK's
That's
son,
JFK's
right?
son, but there was
Yeah.
another sibling of the 9 that died. What the fuck happened? Ted Kennedy got in a plane crash and survived.
And then he died of cancer.
He died in 2009.
It's
I
a real
think.
tragic family.
It's insane. It's fucking insane.
It's very like Hamlet.
Now, do you think
It
this-
is. It's wild.
Shakespearean.
It's the craziest American royalty or just global royalty family. I mean, it's modern history, so it's hard to compare with whoever the fuck.
Have you ever
1400s?
Have you ever gone to the Kennedy Museum in Boston?
No.
Dude, next time you go to Boston,
I would love
it's
that.
worth a trip. I've gone when I lived there, I went 3 or 4 times, and it's great.
I would love
I'm
that.
not even
No.
first time I went, I wasn't even a big Kennedy. Oh, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
You go through and you're like, this is
being a law guy,
who a president should be.
I would think that as a
It's
law
cool
guy,
as
you
hell.
would like get a high on that whole thing, that whole story with
with the whole thing where it's like, oh, is it a conspiracy? They all died. I feel like it always comes up to rich families where we find these conspiracies, and it's like, okay, they died in a plane crash. Is it a conspiracy, or is it because they did 2,000 flights that year? Like, you never know. Rich people fly always.
Yeah, no, I mean the assassination of JFK and RFK are probably the conspiracies, but some broad on her honeymoon that nobody gives a fuck about in France. Like, I don't think
And
NASA
Martin Luther
laser
King.
beamed the Cessna,
Martin Luther King probably
another
also
one, yeah.
connected to all three.
for sure.
Really?
I mean, you know,
60s was a wild time.
Do you know,
fascinating time?
Operation Northwoods. Have
Yes.
you ever heard? Yeah,
Yes.
dude.
What's
I
that?
love that.
What
dude.
is Operation
Come on,
Northwoods?
man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really should have listened in social studies.
I'm like, that's the only thing I geek out about. Is I'm in the middle of the Lincoln documentary right now. I've watched every Nixon. I love any American history or presidents.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Though,
I do
on
get
Northwoods.
get jazzed up about World War II. I love World War II.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. I just fucking. I
Did
think
you
it's,
know anybody in
and
it?
the Revolutionary War. I love
Tom's like, who'd you fucking know? You lose anybody?
Dude,
my grandfather flew planes like not like in World War II, but he was in the military and he flew planes. I think maybe he was. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think he
Regardless.
I don't think he went to Europe. I'm not sure. Yeah, now that I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But like he was in the military and flew planes for the military.
Okay.
I might have been right after World War
Did
II.
you have a lot of
my grandfather, he fought in the war, and he always talked about it, and it's crazy. Like, he would talk about before our dinner, we'd do our prayer, and he'd say some nasty graphic shit. I'm not going to share the craziest one, but like a typical one.
say it.
Nah, I don't want to make people feel bad. I mean, I could say it, but it's like, I can't even
If
say
your
it.
gut tells
Yeah, my
that,
gut
I
tells
think
me
you
no.
should keep it.
Keep it for after the pod. We'll
No,
get
no, but,
demonetized.
you know,
Tell us
would,
that.
We open with Reno. Let's
he
just
would
pretend
do-
it's this
is the same guy.
It's gonna be bad.
Same guy.
Well, what they would do is they would cut body parts off of the people that
Yes,
they killed, any
yes,
body part,
yes,
and then
yes.
they would look up their address and try to mail it to their family.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Like home,
yeah, like any parts, like it
like
could,
as like a good thing. Here's a piece
I
of
think it
your
was probably
relative,
coping
or
a little bit.
maybe, but it's insane to think that. And it's like, honestly, none of those guys went to school back in the day past the 7th grade.
Right.
It's like, who fucking got that package anyway? It's like,
Who was delivering the mail?
But either way, it's
Smells like fish. I don't think
dude,
it's
I heard
fish.
so many of those stories, and it's like, I get, we're at war, and it's like, we don't want to be controlled by somebody, but still, it's like, man, I'm just so grateful I didn't have to do that.
No. But the men used to go to war thing is hilarious now. We're talking about zins and taking dumps next to
dude,
the
yeah,
guys
we should
that
be
gave
like
us civil
generals.
rights.
We should be either dead or generals at
I was
our
a
age.
lawyer. I said, fuck it. And now I'm in Astoria.
Hey, you like doing stand up? You like doing jokey jokes?
I don't want to forget the Northwoods thing, but just to follow up on what you said, I had a history teacher in high school. He was a Green Beret Vietnam vet. He was a football coach, priest.
Shit.
Guy he's run 55 marathons. He's nuts. Father Dan Hall, legend. But he told stories about how in Vietnam, guys would cope with the trauma of all the death by taking pictures with the body that they would kill. Of Viet Cong, and they would be laughing hysterically. And he was like running. I don't want to butcher this, but like he would say that he would catch them. It caught him off guard to catch them posing with dead Viet Cong, like whether it was limbs, like you said, or their bodies, and he would get fucking livid pissed. He said he didn't realize, he said, until after he got home or when the war was, they were getting deployed home, that they were using humor for the darkness of like, and it's like, Jesus Christ, dude, like we need nicotine for social media, and I'm not trying to downplay that, but like to your point, it's a crazy
But to be honest, you're
bro.
right. Humor
It's insane.
helps it. Like, humor does help.
But
pain.
to use the guy you just fucking
I mean, that's
blew
crazy.
to shreds. It's like just goes to show that they were just regular people traumatized in this fucking hell of a jungle. Like losing this war.
Yeah.
That they had to do that. So
That's crazy.
Speaking of Northwoods, did you want to jump into that?
Oh, dude,
What
yeah,
is
we
the
can
Northwood
do it.
shit?
So it was back in when JFK was president. This is why, like, it's so funny, the beef, what led to allegedly JFK getting killed, potentially the mob, potentially the CIA. He was trying to dismantle the CIA at some point. Potentially the FBI too, with Hoover and all the secrets.
With all of it, right?
And
I didn't
to be
realize
honest,
it was CIA.
probably for the best, because like these are just guys who operate. You know, I mean, we're talking like Iran Contra, like all these crazy things that the CIA has done around the world.
Involvement in Vietnam too. Kennedy wanted to get out of Vietnam, and then he found out that actually the CIA had a lot to do with it, not his like appointed commanders in general. So that's why he had a initial gripe with the CIA.
But so yeah, Operation Northwoods was during the Cuban Missile Crisis. It was basically a false flag attack that was proposed to JFK from the CIA, where basically they met with JFK and the Joint Chiefs, and they presented this thing. They were like, hey, the Cuban Missile Crisis is ongoing. Russia basically has a foothold in Cuba. They're so close. We need to invade Cuba.
Peak Cold War. Just peak
Cold War. They're like, we need to get into Cuba and take over.
We need an excuse.
And we need the public sentiment to be on board.
Right.
Like we need, because if we go and invade now, the public's going to hate it.
Right.
They're going to be like, another war?
Right.
So what we need to do is do something, or hopefully something happens that will get the public on board.
Literally.
So what they pitched was there was a bunch of them, but the
like
one I
3 of
always
them.
remember is they were like, we're going to take a bunch of agents and we're going to dress them up as Cuban nationals. We're going to go to a mall, a school.
This sounds so familiar.
In Miami, and we're going to shoot up the mall. We're going to commit a terrorist attack on U.S. soil, and we're going to blame it on Cuba. And then the American people are going to be like, they're invading us. We got to invade them. And JFK was like, are you fucking insane? Absolutely not. And they were like, oh, okay, I guess not.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think about that now and I'm like, dude, how many guys pitched that to presidents? You think that was the only time?
Dude,
that
every single
happened?
one but JFK.
Dude, they proposed a commercial, an American or whatever, Pan Am American, a commercial jet to be flying a decoy, a replica, empty passenger plane.
Yeah.
Flying too close to Cuba or just outside the Cuban airspace, and they were going to shoot it down.
And blame it on Cuba.
And the goal was that they could look at the public and go, look at this. And then they worried that the Cubans would find evidence or lack thereof of no passengers on this plane, and then they were going to get outed for it. But that was, I think, one of the other ones. Yeah. So, like, the desperation of American intelligence and the military to get involved when Kennedy was like, we shouldn't be in Vietnam, we shouldn't be here, we shouldn't be there. That's why the conspiracy is so strong.
And it's money, right?
I mean, it's probably like the industrial, like
contracts,
military industrial complex, like trying to stay alive after World War II, which Eisenhower warned about when he left office. It's fascinating, bro.
Yeah, I love all this shit, dude.
Same.
I love that you're tapped into it, though.
Dude,
great.
I read some of the files like a sicko. I went out the second they came out. I went out. I'm just like, I just clicked randomly.
What stood out to you?
Sam Giancana met with a lot of FBI guys.
Well, you know, because what was happening,
and being a Chicago guy, I was like,
they helped
what
them get
the
in.
fuck? Yeah, but like I'm afraid that, and we would have known by now. They just removed the 2, 3, 4, 5 documents that say, here's how it's going to go. Yeah. Here's what we're going to take out. But they left all the context, and time will tell. But it's just, I don't know. In a world of like all this horse shit content everywhere, and this sick stuff with OnlyFans and porn, and I'm like, what's available at our disposal now with technology that's like interesting. Maybe that's part of it. I've always loved history.
And I think with all those like files and everything, I very highly doubt that there's actually a page that's like, hey, we're going to kill the president. Like, you know,
that's what I'm saying.
These are happening back rooms, very hush hush, quiet. Yes. Like they're not writing that down.
There's
like,
90,000 documents. They released 888,997. Yeah. And there's 3 MLK, RFK, like probably.
You know, you could.
But it's better than nothing, I guess. I don't know.
There's a lot of context that goes, crazy. This is weird.
You could always tell who's on their side and who's on our side when the election starts. Like, who's mass media against?
Right.
This is the person that's probably best for the people.
I mean, that's what Trump, I mean, probably.
Bro, listen.
It is funny that I look at it and you could say whatever, you hate him, you love him, whatever. But when you go, yeah, the entire news organization, like other than one channel, is all against this one guy. It's like, well, he's kind of threatening the moneymaker.
Kind of won 6 of the 7 swing states. And New York and New Jersey are almost 50-50.
And bro,
I don't know if this adds up.
The news channels will be like, and former President Trump said when he gets in office, he wants death. And then it'll cut to the clip.
You're like, what?
And it's like, Trump will be like, we're going to end all the wars.
People need to stop dying.
Yeah.
Everybody's dying.
Why are we
stop
dying?
the dying.
Yeah, it's insane.
We just talked about it last pod, but the heart. No, we brought him up for a second, but we were talking about DR and Haiti, and I was like, we need him throwing paper towels
Puerto Rico.
again.
Wasn't it Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Go long.
Dying is not a good
Bounty
thing.
for the win.
And we love our people in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I get he says some fucked up shit.
He's wild. He's wild.
You know,
He's so funny.
Those
dude.
business guys like him, they talk a different. They speak their language. They cut right to it.
Yeah.
And he's an honest guy. He's like, yo, I'm telling you what it is, and I respect that more.
Yeah.
I feel like if he's too perfect, something's wrong with this motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Democrats caught on for better. I think it's good. More info, the better. Like Gavin Newsom's podcast just started a month. His approval rating like went from 24 to 40 something
It's
in 2 weeks.
interesting, dude, because
Yeah.
they're like
And it's
seeing, you can at least pretend to be a real person.
Well, it just shows the failures of mass media trying to hide any wrongdoing of one side of the country, and it's like, no,
Be
let
honest,
everybody
dude.
talk. We'll make the right decision. Don't rig the fucking election, and everyone's gonna democracy prevails. Whatever the fuck you want to
If
say.
these people came out and they were just like, hey, like COVID, for example, hey, we messed some stuff up. It was the first time this has happened in hundreds of years. We messed some stuff up, and just admit it.
That's that basically what I think why get Newsom's approval rating doubled. It's not what he said necessarily on the pod. They just saw an admittance of the guard's down.
The guard comes down.
You just basically diffused any tension of who is this guy actually when he's in Sacramento, California. And so you're right, dude. You're totally right. But yeah, not transparency is everything.
And that whole Twitter thing, dude, when they block, I mean, you blocked a fucking president that's running for election. It's insane.
And then it's
deplatforming a president is
the most
insane.
important person in the world. And, in the world, honestly.
retarded, man. Retarded.
That's insane. That's why I'm like, it's a good thing. Like, people hate Elon Musk. It's like, dude, well, don't you want freedom of speech though? Like, that's insane.
No, for sure. It's
We almost
people-
didn't have freedom of speech. How close did we come?
I know.
Thank God, man, that he bought Twitter.
For
it's
sure.
Huge. And you might say, I think all the bad stuff is going to come out in the wash, but hey, you might as well have people on there at least spreading their ideas equally. Allowed to say what they want.
Twitter is no doubt. I think Elon, like anybody that overexposes himself in government, business, airspace, space, whatever, they're gonna get like you're gonna get the waves coming. If he just bought Twitter and then was doing SpaceX, Tesla shit, you wouldn't hear anything about him.
No.
But because
Dude, look at Bezos, he's just fucking chilling on a yacht making his money.
And it's like,
no one gave a fuck. He was sitting behind Trump at the inauguration. Everyone was like, "Oh, there's
Dude,
nothing.
and this is the funny thing. It seems like you're a big history guy, which I love, dude. You got to look at history to look at the present. Like, dude, look at
That's
Nikola Tesla, man.
Yeah.
That's like kind of
is.
Elon Musk is going through that same thing. Tesla had all these ideas, and he was publicly smeared by Alexander Graham Bell and all these like big barons and tycoons who were like, no, we are going to charge for electricity. We're not going to give it away for free.
Right.
I think about like, Rockefeller,
oil, the whole thing.
how much more advanced would we be as a country if like they were just like for the good of humanity instead of let's have 5 people make a profit.
I know, bro.
Right. That's the major
it's fascinating.
thing.
It's fascinating.
People are all worried about Elon Musk. I'm calling him like, I see it, dude. It's hanging in windows in Hell's Kitchen. And it's like, swastikas over Elon Musk's face. Like,
Dude,
you're
that
gonna.
might have been the worst thing that could have happened for him. Is that he?
And it's not, he just did it because he knows how to go viral.
Yeah, he's just a little.
He didn't even know. He's probably autistic.
He's just
He's
a little
probably on
autistic.
the
He knew what he was
spectrum.
doing.
I don't think he did the thing. But like, that's the problem with the media today. Is that there's so much of it, and whatever's going to get views is just going to get views.
And it's like,
Oh,
people
God,
are worried
it's a tough
about
look.
him.
Yeah.
It's a tough look.
And it's like, what? This dude, he's like honestly, when you hear his interviews, he's like a 12-year-old boy. He's like, wouldn't that be cool? Like, he's all talking. If we went to another place, wouldn't that be so cool? It's like, this dude would build Legos with you.
He's
like,
so smart. He doesn't know how to sound cool, so he says cool. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
And for billionaires like him,
It's a great point.
I want my billionaires with a little bit of dirt on them. If you have $1 billion and you did nothing fucked up,
No
all he
oil
did-
spill.
You know what they pull up about Elon? They're like, you want this dishonest man in charge of our tax information? That's a picture of him before his hair transplant. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. What are we doing?
I know.
He's the funniest meme that I've seen. Two memes that I've loved with Elon. One was just a tweet, and it was like, he was like, so you're telling me I could just draw a swastika on my Tesla and pretend that liberals have defaced it? They were like, what this has made is that people can now drive around with swastikas and be like, oh, I don't know, someone
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
fucked it up.
Yeah, bro, that's ridiculous.
And then the other one, you remember with Elon standing next to Barron Trump at the inauguration?
Yes,
and
yes.
Elon's like, he's like dancing.
Yeah.
And Barron Trump is just like, just sitting there. And dude, and it says me next to my wife after I told her I wouldn't drink, 11 beers in.
Those were hysterical. Those were hysterical.
Dude, I have a feeling the Trump family is going to go down like the Kennedys in 40 years. There's going to be a podcast where people are taught when Barron Trump's the president.
I don't know if it's going to be that long, man.
Oh, dude,
I
Barron
hope
Trump's
nothing
definitely going to be
happens.
president.
Oh, yeah, I hope not, dude.
But
20 years, Barron Trump's president without a doubt.
He's getting groomed.
It's happening, bro. Trump's already saying it. I took advice from Barron. He was right on his interviews.
Yeah.
He's like, I talked to Barron. He's very smart. We did social media, and he helped me win the election. My son's so smart.
Yeah, you're telling me that they're how many father-son presidents, all the way back to the Adams, you know?
I just watched that whole series.
Oh, did you?
John Adams.
Is that
Have you
with,
seen it? Giamatti.
Giamatti.
Yeah.
No, I never watched it.
It's dude.
gotta
It's
get
really
into
about the founding fathers. It's
love that,
into
dude.
John Adams' life a lot and Abigail Adams, but what the fuck's her name? Ozarks. Bateman's wife in Ozarks.
Yes, the blonde
Leslie,
chick.
Linda, Lauren, something. Laura Linney.
Yes,
Laura Linney.
Linney.
They're fucking awesome, but it's really about the founding fathers. Someone plays Ben Franklin, Jefferson.
I love that, dude.
You love it, but it's it's funny. What are we talking about? Father son shit. But I gotta it's also retarded when it's very probable that Barron's the president, but then he's like, well, I walked into his room and his laptop was on. I told him to turn it off. And then I came back 10 seconds later and he turned it back on.
Dude, that's an amazing Trump impression.
This guy's genius. He pressed a button and it's back on. This guy, he's so smart.
It's like, yo, bro, guy, you can't be touting the MacBook
Say
button.
I got little hands. Can I just
You
say
can't that is he gonna be the president? I don't know. He's like, why is he smart?
What a genius.
Yeah, he was whacking off, but
the mainstream, whatever, liberal side, I see the argument. That's retarded.
Sure.
So who fucked? But Trump proved that we don't know what the fuck is going to happen. So anything could fucking... Nikola Tesla could be frozen on ice, and Elon's just going to hit a switch, and he's like, hey, here's your coil and your pyramid.
Yeah, they're going to put a Neuralink in his head, and all of a sudden he's like, boom, here
teleport to Mars tomorrow. Or
Elon
some
Musk
bullshit.
gets a head transplant. He's Tesla. It's all decayed and fucked up.
Every car is like him,
Well,
like the face of a boat. Like he's at the front of it.
There's that huge thing, and I don't know if it's true or not, but the Trumps and the Tesla family were close since back in the day. Like it was.
I saw something about that too, actually.
And that was right over here. That was the New Yorker where Tesla used to live. Not over here, but in New York. It was.
Was he a Long Island guy?
He lived in the New Yorker on 35th and 8th.
But didn't he live
upstate?
He went nuts.
Tesla? Didn't he have like
What
a
did
compound
they do to him,
upstate?
bro? They did.
Well,
Yes, I think
Well,
yes
that
and
was-
yes. He
yeah.
definitely lived in
what
that
he would
building,
do, and he would walk around that block all day. So on 34th and 8th or whatever. And when he passed away, all his stuff was in there, and Trump's uncle got it all.
Oh, I did hear that.
Yeah.
I did
I think
hear
we
that.
saw the same video.
Yeah, and
Was
I don't
it a
know
video
if it's true or
what?
not. I don't know where I seen it like 4 or 5 times because I'm a huge Tesla fan myself. But hanging out with you
Like
guys,
Nikola
yeah,
Tesla.
yeah.
Okay.
Hanging out with you guys, I realize how unsmart I am.
No, bro, this is all very recent for me. I mean,
I just started learning.
Oh, okay. Here it is. I wanted to make sure it was right.
GPTs,
Yeah.
go.
So this was with Tesla, the War of the Currents. It was him and Thomas Edison. So they both came out with different, and one of them, I just wanted to make sure I was right. It was direct current versus alternating current, which is what Tesla said.
Right.
And basically Edison, again, like just smear campaign of like alternative current. He did all these like publicity stunts, basically. Alternative current is going to kill you, blah, 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 and just kind of ruined his reputation.
I think Edison was better public facing. And Nikola was kind of a introverted,
Musk,
dorky, like
probably autistic.
Right. So he didn't communicate. He didn't have social media to be like, no, we actually like this guy. We had one. Yeah. That makes
And
sense.
it's weird with geniuses. People mistake them and think they're different. Like my brother's a genius. Like we have different fathers, but it's like, so I take after my dad.
Reno.
You talking about the brother who told me he ate crayons when he was 25? Okay.
Vitamin D, bro.
Yeah, vitamin
Dude,
D.
my brother's so smart, and his daughter got it too. Like in kindergarten, they wanted to send him to the 5th grade. Like they were like, "Hey, you need to go to a special school."
Wow.
And my mother didn't want to do that. She's like, "No, I want you to enjoy having friends and having
Just
fun."
thinking about the social life.
Yeah,
which
but I
get
think
that.
he
That's
always
really what school
regretted
is. School,
Yeah,
college,
child, delicate time. I can't imagine.
how to be social.
I think he
parent.
always wished he would have went, but even same thing just happened with his daughter. But a lot of people that might meet my brother very first until they get to know him, I think they're a little thrown off because the dude's so smart. He comes off different. When you're genius level, it's like these guys probably are talking to us like, I gotta waste my time to talk.
I
to
think
this
that's the reason why, like, some of the smartest guys you look historically struggle with, like depression and drugs, and because they don't know how to interact with society.
Bro,
Like,
yes.
they don't have the social acceptance that they need because they are literally operating on some Martian level.
Yeah,
Right.
and when you're
That's
that
why Musk
smart,
is, I think, hated for a lot of the reason. He doesn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
how to not do that.
yeah.
You gotta know, like, but you could tell he just wasn't thinking.
He's just psyched, dude. He's like, my heart to you, and you're like, oh, that was close. That was close.
and
Oh,
when,
that doesn't look good.
Not PR.
Yeah.
yeah, and like it's like fuck, I don't know what I was.
Sorry,
gonna say.
you were talking about the genius of your brother, fifth
his
grade.
daughter.
Something else to say. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But either way, that
Genius is socializing.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. You know what's funny with the Elon
Feel
Musk
bad I
thing?
interrupted you.
I don't know. It's all good, brother. I think Elon Musk was probably, it's like almost like those white people that say the N-word a lot around other white people, but then they accidentally say it in front of a black person. It's like Elon's probably watching all those Nazi things. And because remember, like, wasn't it Joe Rogan was talking about like if you translate what Hitler was saying, or was that like an AI thing? But there was a podcast.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like scary and violent in German, but when you translate it to English and listen to what he's saying,
No, right.
he's really just, I mean, I'm not going to defend Hitler here.
No,
but
no.
A lot of his speeches are like, hey, we need to concentrate on Germany first,
Yeah.
like build up our society. And it's like,
Did you watch the Hitler doc on Netflix?
no.
Okay, I watched another one I watched. He was actually a very quiet dude. To your point about
Just took it a step too
translating.
far.
Well, of course,
Just a touch.
1,000%.
I mean, he was like, oh, fuck.
No, easily. What the fuck do you call him? His highest officers or whoever in the German government at the time hired, or under Hitler's direction, PR people to like get him to talk a certain way and look a certain way and act a certain way. And that was the product, was all the shit that you see now.
The
Because it
Volkswagen.
rallied everybody. Yeah. But he was not that good of a speaker. He didn't have the ability to convince
He's a poor orator.
the masses like when he first started out. So it was coached that way, and it worked, which is scary, obviously. But
I mean, German was so
always
prime too.
Yeah.
After World War I, they were just like crushed, and depleted as an economy, and it was just
Versailles Treaty that fucked them.
I think so.
Basically stole
they
everything from them.
basically were just like, go fuck yourself.
And wasn't
France
he a
and
short-
Britain just raped Germany after World War One. They did not desert. Like they Versailles Treaty created Hitler, basically. Just like what the fuck created Iraq created ISIS. Like that's kind of the
when the U.S. government
Yeah.
was like, we're gonna fucking destroy Al Qaeda,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna
Went
train
to
these
Iraq
guys.
where nobody actually was.
We're gonna arm these guys to defeat the Taliban,
and leave all of our guns there.
And then they're like, "Whoops, that created ISIS."
There needs
My bad.
to be there's got to be a height requirement on leaders because it does seem like, bro,
minimum or a maximum.
there needs to be a minimum.
Both.
Now I feel like, dude, if you're who that guy was, I don't even want to say his name, but if you're him, the H word, right?
Yeah.
If you're him and you're around a bunch of tall Germans, come on, how insecure are you?
How short was he?
Compared to you see the videos, it's still shortness. Like I go to Italy, I feel good height.
Mussolini was not over. You looked at, I hit that, Dylan. I'm sure
They weren't that tall.
5'9".
with boots on.
Hitler's taller than you, man.
With boots on?
But yeah,
He's a half inch shorter than me.
dude, they're lying about his height.
Mussolini 5'7".
There you go.
Goebbels
But
5'5".
if you see a video of Hitler next to Mussolini, they're the same height.
I mean,
Oh, Hitler,
Let's look at the failed leaders and look at the successful ones. Napoleon, Hitler, Mussolini, short motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Churchill,
Tiny guys.
Roosevelt, 6 foot and up.
And people
You
consider
think it's a the Napoleon complex? Like,
no, that's a real thing.
I don't
got
know.
it too.
Technically,
I gotta catch myself.
Roosevelt in the
a lot of Italians do.
Dude, I have it.
Roosevelt in the chair was about 3.5 feet. So
Pre-polio,
Pre-
post-polio.
You know that one too, right? Where they they used to wheel him out and everything. They didn't tell that some comic I heard do like a bit about this, and I was like, that's so brilliant. Like they used to wheel our
And he had an
FDR
underground
out,
subway.
and like no one knew that he couldn't walk, and he does it from this perspective of like, wouldn't it be funny if like the conspiracy theorist in like FDR's time being like, this guy's good, but I don't think he can walk. And everyone's like, no, you're insane, dude.
Yeah,
it's such
hilarious.
a good. I don't even know the
I
comic.
forgot they hit
I
it
heard
really
it like
well.
a mic, and I was like, that is so brilliant. It's such a brilliant bit.
I'm just curious, and if you don't mind
That's a
looking
guy's
it up, I didn't bring
brilliant
my
bit.
laptop, but can you look up the tallest president? I'm genuinely
Oh,
curious.
bro, it was
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was
And bro, he
6'5".
freed the slaves.
Legend.
It's
I'm,
like
I'm in
height.
the middle of that one right now. Apparently, he was a huge racist, bro.
Yeah,
What?
Misconceived history.
Wait, hold on, for real?
Huge racist. I'm not going to get into it because I didn't finish the doc yet, but was he the tallest president?
Lincoln was 6'4", tallest president. Shortest president, James Madison at 5'4".
Oh, but people loved Madison.
Donald Trump 6'3", an inch. Wow, just an inch shorter. It would be so funny if Trump was like 6'5", and they're like, not only is he the best,
And his
Or
hands
he's
are
like-
tallest.
His hands were smaller.
They
I'm
measured
the tallest president.
They measured Lincoln with a top hat on. It's very unfair how they measured Lincoln. Baron Trump's way taller than Lincoln.
Barron will be the tallest president.
Big heel is against me.
We're gonna bring back.
making my boots with no heels.
We're gonna bring back.
Insoles, I can't wear them. Dr. Scholl said, rip them out. I said, that's crazy. That's totally.
Dude, you got a great Trump
I
impression.
do it on stage.
He's from New York.
Good, man. Yeah.
Can I take a piss real quick?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap anyway. We're
Are
at
we
a
really?
minute. We're in an hour 20. We usually do an hour.
We
so
did an hour 20, bro.
I had a feeling we hit an hour, but I was like, maybe
Yeah, we're
these guys
cruising.
are like pushing, like, let's end it whenever the fuck we.
Yeah,
a
so
lot of pods are like that.
This
so.
was great, man.
This
You
was
gotta
awesome.
come back and do it.
Let's go.
This was
But
awesome.
we could dive into a lot of shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna
Reno,
learn.
Lincoln,
Who
fucking
invented Doritos?
Pepsi. No, I don't know. I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
probably.
They own them, I think.
No more.
Oh, we got this one too.
He is a sick puppy.
We got a couple. We got a few, huh?
Don't be rude.
Dude, what's the?
You can tell who we're voting for. By the way, we're gonna paint all
I
the
don't know why
walls.
people don't like Elon. I really don't.
We're
I
painting all
don't
the
get
walls. We're gonna paint all the walls red. So just
Yeah, why are they blue?
yeah.
you
What are you,
Screen my
Democrats?
ass.
Yeah, dude, we gotta change this to red. What are we doing? here?
It's such a kind but disturbing troublemakers in the
Oh, yeah.
blocks. Right?
This is the hospital
Then
fucking
you just
mental
got
institution.
like, wait, what? We like, wait, who the fuck is that? Who's
It's Sinatra.
Department of? Wait, don't tell me. El Paso, Texas.
You want to know?
No clue.
It's Sinatra, Johnny Cash, and
no
Pablo Escobar.
shit. That is
Yeah.
Cash, bro. Holy fuck. Legends.
Yeah,
Man, love the place. Thanks for having me.
thank you, dude.
Seriously, this was
100%,
also
brother.
a riot.
You increased it.
This is going to be out in, I think, 2 weeks. Not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after. If you want to
Tag me in the clips.
got anything going on, you want to tell people where to find you? And
Yeah, I'll
all
actually
that.
be
Get me in the clips.
Youngstown in October, first weekend of October.
nice. Funny Farm?
Plugging that because you're obviously maybe some of the people following him from
Dude,
Youngstown.
yeah, come see my
October
guy.
3rd and 4th in Youngstown, Ohio. I got some Pennsylvania dates in June and July that I just put up. But Nicky Smigs, the socials, the links, whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Bunch
great.
of shows up there. So.
Dominic,
Thanks for having me.
Give it to him.
You know where to
Awesome.
find
Thank
me
you.
right here, Troublemakers, man, where you hear the craziest stories from the best guests that we can find in and out of New York. Also, Dry Salami Podcast. You guys know everything else.
Okay, at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and at Troublemakers on all those sites. We're posting 5 clips a week, baby. Every episode. New episodes are out every Wednesday. We'll see you next week, baby. Good night.